Hello everyone, my name is Adreden and today we are in Dual Universe. We are on the planet Alioth. This is the starter zone. This is not a new character. If it were, it would probably be contacted by some AI called Ophelia, who would tell us to go to various places and learn various things. So this here is the Ark ship. It brought us here to this whole new star system, and basically Earth was hit by a neutron star, and yeah, some people got away. So that's the gist of it. So now we're here on this planet, and the first wave of settlers has come and built a lot of these districts for us, and we are, I believe, the second wave. That was maybe in the alpha. I don't know if they've planned on doing it. This is the third wave. Anyways, we're gonna just kind of go into this. This series is going to be at the moment me kind of going through the early stuff that I've already done, because I don't want to go through all of it again, because there's a lot of learning that my character's done and I'm not really willing to do it again. So if you want to learn, if you want to get into the more detailed stuff, maybe just jumping ahead an episode or two and we'll, you get to see all the goodies there. I did record this once before, but the resolution was higher and the game was way chunkier, and so I just don't think it's as good a video to do it that way. So this is like, you have no idea. It was like 1 or 2 frames per second. So if you have that problem, maybe bring your resolution down to, well, mine is 1920 by 1080. So, it's not 4K, but it runs way smoother. So the game is quite nice, but it's a bit, in certain places, like the starter zone, it is kind of chunky. But that's fine, because you get to go and explore a whole star system, right? There's like planets and they have moons, especially Alioth. We'll go here later. And yeah, so that's that. One of the first things the computer tells you about is your territory claim area thing, and this claims a hexagon of space. My space is on Sanctuary Moon. View of the planet. And I don't know, it's somewhere like, yeah, there it is over there. It's over here on that planet. This is Sanctuary Moon. We'll talk about that in a moment. A quick moment. I wanted to see what was up here. This is an elevator. You press the spacebar to go up. Whee! To be honest, I don't know if I've been here. I recall seeing a different place, but I don't think it told me to come up here, so please gather a repair tool from the dispenser. This might be new. I don't know. Did I have to come up here? Maybe. Anyway, it's pretty neat. There's a shuttle up there. I don't really know where it goes to be honest. Doesn't let me out, so it's not a usable one. Okay, let's go downstairs again. Okay, great. So one of the first other places it tells you to go is over here. You press up and you get in here. It tells you to look up in the map, this, and then Alioth, go to Sanctuary, set destination, and then you can see it. It's right there. That's Sanctuary Moon around Alioth. And then it tells you to get your territory marker, which is in here, so don't forget it, because if you go there and you don't have it, you're not going to be able to place your freaking territory. At that point, I don't know what you do. Do you come back here and get it? Don't know. There's a lot of information that I don't know yet, because it's getting disseminated amongst, the developers and the early alpha people to, newbies. So yeah, these are different stations to teach you about some of the basics of the game, like the marketplace. And so, yeah, these aren't working for me. They work for people who are doing the tutorial, but that talks all about a marketplace, which is player driven, I think, pretty much for the most part. And these are the voxel minerals that you can mine. this here is an assembler, part of the industry system that you can make. This is a little bit misleading, I found. I found that, you know, these big arrows don't quite show the reality of how this works, because like these can be, you know, over here, over there, wherever, and then they're linked by like a tool that doesn't physically connect to your machine. So it's a little bit weird in how it works, but yeah, we'll go over that in another video. This talks about elements. These are basically just parts that you put on the voxels. So these squares, you see the little squares, those are the voxels. And then these are the elements that go on there. You got things like engines and fuel tanks, and this is your static core. And yeah, they all go together. They can be combined into something like this here ship, or these buildings, or, you know, space stations. So yeah, this one here is just a little, you know, zooming around little hovercraft deal. It's pretty good. Whereas eventually, you know, you can build things like this or bigger, big giant ships, they're like massive capital ships. But this is just a small little fighter, because you got weapons and stuff, and we'll kind of go into that a little bit. Maybe not so much in this episode. More command elements where like you can see the different, you know, sitting here, and that controls, you know, space stations and such. I kind of like these sort of, I don't know, pots that just are interesting. Oh, most people will be walking around at this point. You can run by hitting the shift key, but you can do that zoomy jet thing by double pressing the direction you want to go. Well, forward. Yeah, only forward. Don't know what's zooming around over here. Anyway, this talks about talents. Talents are, you know, some of the stuff you need to learn about. You press F2 if you want to access them, or you can also bring up your sort of mouse, your free mouse window, and then go over to talents here. That brings up this window here. One of the early ones that are pretty interesting that I'll kind of go into is, you know, mining and inventory. And it's kind of just a breakdown of all these different skills and stuff that the person has, or abilities, I guess. And yeah, one of the good ones was actually in Architect, which was core unit upgrades. It was static core, because static means like it's on a planet, it's not moving, and you can build on it. Whereas dynamic, we'll go into that soon because there's a bunch of ships down below, is some of the moving objects, like spaceships. And then there's supposed to be another one, I think, but we'll get into that. You can only have a couple down at a time, I think 2 to start, and then you upgrade this one and you get an extra 2 each time. Yeah, we'll get into it all. Yeah, because I don't want to, like, if you're new to the game, but you're like maybe like on my channel, but you're not really interested in playing, you know, maybe it's a bit too much to say all the detail, whereas it's tough to say because a lot of the stuff is pretty simple and it's just a tutorial, so I don't want to overwhelm people who are just checking out the stuff, getting an overview, versus people who have done this and want to just kind of get to the next episode. These are surrogate pods. These are like VR pods that you can then jump into and control a robot. These ones are deactivated, I believe, though. Oh, maybe they are not. This was cool. I don't know if it will actually connect me or not. I guess we're going into it. You can check out any place that has one of these guys activated and walk around in what's a robot, and it connects to your avatar, and that's basically what you can do. There we go. So yeah, these are some of the capital ships. There's a whole bunch. I'm not going to show you them all. This looks like a carrier. Cool. I didn't check this one out last time. So it's got some little hangar bays and some corridors. I don't really know. But yeah, big command deck up there. And then we'll just go over here real quick. See, there's a bunch of other big capital ships. So you can build some very, very large structures. It is pretty neat. But yes, this is just a surrogate, so you can control it and, you know, inspect the things around. The light is L. And It's nighttime right now, pretty much everywhere, so that kind of isn't the best for recording, but hey, it's probably going to be okay. To get out of this, you hit Shift Escape, I believe, and then you leave the surrogate session, and then you go back to where you were. It's kind of nice when you are building something or waiting for something to happen, and you're just like, okay, well, I need something to do, and you can just check these places out. Done it a couple times because the first couple days are a bit, I don't know, maybe if you were doing other things. I'm probably primarily an industrialist builder person, so if you're looking for that, great. If you're looking for PvP stuff, you might need to find a different channel. I don't know, we'll see. This here talks about the fact that these can all be shared with various people like organizations and players and all this and that, so it's pretty cool. The red one is meant here to show you that when you try to use it, pressing the F button doesn't do anything. This one is set so that people can use it by Ophelia, and see, look, it works. And similar thing here, meant to show you that this gate works, and you press F and it turns the force field barrier off. Around and down. And here, yeah, press space to go up. Here is the respawn pods, and basically it's meant to be sciencey. So they bring in some quantum consciousness, quantum theory about one of the interpretations of quantum theory, where universes branch based off of each possibility in the quantum probability field, and both happen, but in this, and as an example, in one that you die, but then they take your consciousness and they shunt it over to the one that didn't die here. So it's a strange explanation for the mechanic of death in the game. Yeah, these are little hovercrafts. They're great. I think I built this one. Overall, I kind of like the look of it. It's kind of just happened. And you get the blueprint in here, and this one's blueprint in here. And it's great. This one's a little more stable. I think it doesn't slide around as much because it's got 2 stabilizer fins. You go over it a little bit, right? Engine, hover unit right there, the seat, the static core, these adjusters, air brakes, little wingtips that I think are just decorational. Yeah, and so yeah, those all slow the vehicle down. These little air brakes down here, and yeah, this one's kind of nice too, but I didn't build it. But you can choose one or the other or both, and you can get those, and then you get the parts here, and then they tell you can go outside if you want, or check out all these little cool things. This is a core unit. This is sort of one of the things you use to build dynamic ones. Sorry, this is a dynamic core unit. This is a dynamic core unit, and it is used to build ships, but there's other ones for, stationary things. We kind of covered that. Once again, wing, fuel tank, adjuster, atmospheric, thruster, air brake, hover engine to kind of keep you at a certain height, the seat for control, and headlight. Yeah, and then all the volume, all the other major shapes are built out of this voxel material, which is, I guess what the main part of this wing is made out of? Yeah. Anyhow, from there, Ophelia will tell you to go. There's a couple places where Ophelia gets in your way, and like the market one, I could never complete the market tutorial, which is kind of a pain, but yeah. Okay, so here, this is where it says you can build your thing if you want to, but if you build on this planet, it's not protected per se by anyone, and so you could theoretically get attacked by people and lose your stuff. Sanctuary Moon is not like that. Sanctuary Moon is safe, so you can have a base there, but you only get level 1 materials, basically. Well, there's a couple of level 2s, but it's not, you basically just get the early stuff. It's not really that good. I wanted to show this guy over here, now that my resolution is such that it's not killing the capture frames per second. It looked fine in my high-res game, but when you're also capturing on the same computer, it becomes a bit of a problem. Anyway, you know, this person obviously needs to fix their vehicle. I don't know if this person crashed on them or what, but good gosh. This is a pretty big ship that a player made. This is probably the biggest player-made ship that I've seen. Yeah, that's a very strange ship. Huh. At any rate, people have got some pretty cool ones. I saw some stuff from Battlestar Galactica the other day. And, you know, it's pretty incredible what you can start to build. Yeah, it kind of reminds me of a couple of things. Yeah, there's all kinds of goodies. There's one of those early speeders. Wow, that is a cargo ship, if I've seen one. Holy moly. Drop off. Okay. I don't know what's going on with some people. Looks like it's got a toilet. Nice. Okay. Funny. I have no idea what this game is going to turn out to be like. We will train you. Discord. Everyone is trying to get people to come with you. I don't know what they're going to do when people, like, now that people have seen that you can drop off chunks of material to get people to, yeah, you know, to come join their organizations. I'm part of Hal's organization, so, yeah. Yeah, Ophelia eventually tells you to come over here. Oh yeah, did I mention don't build your... You may not want to build your little hovercraft yet. You probably want to wait. I waited till Sanctuary Moon, so that's what I did. This is one of those, yeah, the VR pod things. You'll get directed to see that. It makes you come over here and do a little bit of a market thing where you buy some fuel, I believe, some nitron. Can we do that right now? Which, I don't know. I kind of need some more nitron fuel. Nitron. Great. Local insta-buy. Great. I don't know. Get another 100 of this. Yeah. Not a problem. So that's basically, you know, part of it. But it also tells you how to sell some stuff too. And it's pretty important to have. It does a bit more too once you get to your next destination. Because at some point it stops talking to you. Here it tells you that you can teleport between different districts. Now those districts are here on Alioth. Where did they go? There they are, right? There are basically equidistant roughly around the Ark ship here, which I haven't actually gone to see. It would be kind of cool. Yeah, but they all are essentially the same. I think I started in 3, wherever that is. Man, there's so much to talk about. So much to talk about, guys. So much to teach you, even after just a couple of days. Yeah, and so if you want to move to someone who has a, you know, who's a friend who has a base somewhere on the Sanctuary Moon District 2, go to Alioth, Alioth Station 2, and then take the shuttle from there to Sanctuary, because that'll get you there. These are all different institutes to try to teach you various things about the game. So, yeah, Military Institute. We will just quickly go into here. I don't know. Yeah, 20 minutes. Yeah, sure. We'll keep going. Ooh. Yeah, lots to learn in here. These talk about the different weapons. Sometimes these, yeah, don't seem to be right. You gotta, like, hit them in the right order sometimes for them to tell you the... It's like you don't have permission. I still don't seem to have permission to get... Oh, here we go. No, see, this is... I don't know. Don't know why some of these don't work for me. Maybe things are just a little bit not configured here. I've gone through this one. This talks all about the different sort of ship-based items, landing gear, hover engines of different sizes, because you can build up to really big ones. These are adjusters, I believe. And air brakes over there. These are the atmospheric ones, and these are the space ones. Because, you know, in space, you don't have air to actually stop. You gotta provide a retro thruster. This is a gravity one. Let's bring us to the gravity. Yeah. This is a gravity engine. I do not know much about these yet, but I am interested. Pretty cool. Can we get up there? Huh, I think those are just windows. Anyway, this kind of comes in a two-part thing where this is the reactor, and then these are like the repulsors. I don't quite know. You have to know some Lua apparently to make these work. I don't really know yet how they go. 3 different kinds of fuel. One for atmosphere, I believe. Is this one the nitron? This is some kind of rocket fuel, and this is some kind of space fuel. Don't really know much about space yet. We'll get there. We'll get there. These are the different engines. This is the rocket engine, space engine, atmospheric engine, different wings, different control elements. Is this where? Yeah. Here are some tutorials. I would recommend hitting up... Actually, this is a different one than the last one. Oh, I see, because this was building, right. But if you do these, you get also some experience points and some talent points. So that's pretty useful. But yeah, you would just pick your particular one you want to go to and pick the right slot here, you know, and go to that, and it'll teleport you up into the next, whatever floor they are in the building. So yeah, that was a pretty good one. One of the important things that I couldn't figure out early on was how to start crafting things, because I didn't go over to the construction one. The mining one is kind of important. It does explain a bit about the different materials and where to find them, I believe. So I would hit it up at some point. I wouldn't necessarily do that right away. You can come to these places. They're also on the moon, the sanctuary moon, so you can visit them there as well. This talks about the static core, and this is one of the things that I needed to know how to build. So eventually I figured out how to do that. Like I said, that was with, you press F2. That was in this static core unit, and I had to get the second level here, small static core, so that I could actually build one, so I could build a base where I was at. And then this just talks about the different elements that you can have and the different materials you can make, woods and bricks and plastics and whatnot. Arrange them in different colors and such. So it's pretty friggin' cool, like the amount of customization that can be done. Different barriers. This is a resurrection pod and a surrogate pod. This is like the programming stuff. So you can program the game, you can program different elements with Lua. Like you can use a sensor here to be sensed if the player or some other thing is coming through the beam, which can then trigger other things like a light or who knows what, like a missile, or who knows. I barely scratched the surface of that. I'm sort of in the process of trying to build a screen, to be honest. I don't know where the screens are, but there's doors there, etc., etc. Up top there was something here too. It seemed to be some kind of training bridge thing. There's a little loungy area. I didn't really look around. I think it's shopping for some of these blueprints and stuff, but I didn't really hit it up. You know, as examples of cool like rooms and stuff that you could have. Nice little board room. I guess this would be a TV room. Yeah, I don't know. Various ideas. But then up here there seems to be some kind of ship simulator? I don't really know. I didn't really spend any time here. I basically was trying to get to my friend Hal ASAP once I got in here, so I spent a little bit of time here and not a whole lot. I would recommend you going over to this industrial one, because it teaches you about what's called the nano fabricator, which is this guy here, and you can, you know, craft parts and things, you know, like frames and stuff. I'm kind of to the point now where I need these frames, and I've got steel, you know, and it tells you how much you need, but apparently I don't have enough on me, so I would craft it, but you got to refine it first, you know, and then you can go back up here, add to queue, bam. I'm just going over the super stuff, like this stuff is super quick, like you have no idea. It took me a while to learn all this. I mean, didn't play like, you know, a madman for like 14 hours straight or anything, but what the amount of time I could. But I would recommend going into the Industry Institute one, because it talks about the progression between having nothing and figuring out how to build a medium assembler, which is what you use to make pretty much all the bigger assembler and construction items. Yeah, it's pretty intense. I'm still working on it myself. I'll probably make some tutorials about that kind of stuff once we get there. Whew, lots to talk about. Trying to condense it in a way that's like useful, but also not totally boring. I don't know. We'll see how it goes, guys. Over here, we get told that the shuttle is over here. So the shuttle brings you to Sanctuary. This particular one does. So it takes off and goes up there. So I will show you that real quick. Press the F key. Boom. We take off, and it takes forever to load. Sometimes the loading can take a long time. I often get stuck in the 70s, 80s, or 90s, and it just takes a long time to get done. I also do like a lot of these quotes. They're usually from scientists, philosophers, engineers, and yeah, they're just good kind of quotes. And here we land on the planet. These are just little cutscenes at the moment. But yeah, here we are. It should be nighttime. Pretty much everything is the same on these little bases. They do have a marketplace where the other area was. They don't have that beginners area because they're not exactly for beginners. And then over here, we have those same institutes. So you don't have to hit them up over there. You can come over here. Now, I have not hit up the community one yet, but I will probably do that soon. And yeah, these ones seem to be only accessible through various pods, and I don't really know. I don't know. I'll figure that one out at some point. It hasn't been important. I've just been kind of hanging out with Hal, but if people are interested, maybe Hal and I could throw together a different system for people. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. Okay. So, that's an interesting design. I'm always kind of looking at these designs just to see what people got going on. There's, you know, lots of people have these very basic ones to start off with, obviously, and eventually they get some goodies. Oh, we have to teach you how to also, like, flip them over, because sometimes you get rolled over on your top, and that sucks. This was a pretty cool one, too. All kind of encapsulated. It's kind of like a neat design. That's one of the cool things about this, is that you can design ships in a much more sort of however the heck you want to way. Yeah. This guy looks like he's been up in space already. I don't really know though, maybe not. Don't know him. By the types of engines. Oh yeah, space engines. So there you go. It's probably been up there. Cool. So once again, you also have the store over there, and you have the marketplace up here. There's a tutorial here, but I couldn't do it because the Ophelia was in the way of me seeing what was needing to get done. This ship hasn't moved in days. Don't really know what's going on with it. Yeah, we'll see how that whole system works. I believe that one is mine. Yeah, cool. There it is. So I don't know how this is going to work with people streaming, people stream sniping, people visiting. Yeah, it's kind of a lot there that are possibly bad and possibly good. I don't really know at this stage. We'll see how it goes. All right. You completed crafting. Oh yeah, so that thing. I like to always be crafting if I can. I do have a bunch of things I need to make. So, you know, crafting on yourself is what you have to do early on in the game. And there's a lot to figure out. And one of the first things you need to do is, like, if you don't do the tutorial, because this is, I guess, where I'll tell you right now, is that I didn't do the tutorial, and so, because it was the market one, and I couldn't do it. Static core extra small is one of the things you kind of have to make or buy. So I had to figure out how the heck to make this guy all by myself, and it wasn't too bad, but it took extra time to figure out. If you do the market tutorial, if Ophelia is not in your way because maybe your resolution is different than mine or who knows what, or they change it based on feedback from players, that would be the place to go, and then you would bring that to your land claim. But first you have to put your land claim somewhere. You gotta find a place to live. If you press V, you get this grid, and this matches up with the edges of territory spaces, I guess, hexes. Yeah, so that's kind of an interesting thing. Boop. Pressing F to get in my ship. This is where I would recommend, yeah, you build your ship wherever you know, if you want to live here, I guess, as a noob. I've converted mine to be more of a flying vehicle than a racer hover vehicle, so it flies different now. First time I flew, I ended up flipping my vehicle, and yeah, the starter one at most goes this fast, but I've upgraded mine, and it's pretty cool. You can also have bases underwater. Hey, look, there's a guy who's got a base right there on the water. That's good times. I really like my base. So, ooh, gotta control the light, but yeah, you have things like and roll and pretty good times. So yeah, these are kind of useful when you're starting the early game and you're like, all right, where do I want to settle, right? So if there's a blue tile, you can settle it. It means it's unsettled. Red means that someone lives there. It's kind of hard to see. There's this guy's base right there. Oh man, pull up. Sorry, I'm just trying to gain my bearings. My ship does not have very good stability horizontally, so it's driftable pretty easily. Scan it up to full speed. I don't know if this is right. I may need to adjust where the heck I am. I'm trying to fly blind. It's probably not a good idea. I'm gonna go up, gain some altitude, and then just see. Okay, there we go. There's the lake I was looking for. So it has volumetric clouds, which is cool because you can fly right through them. And it's just kind of nice. They look pretty good. Everything looks better in the daytime, but I don't know, it seems like lots of times when I'm playing it's just nighttime. So, sort of just the way it is. Yeah, I would yeah, we'll do a sort of a recommended build path, I think, soon, because you know, that was a whole other thing. I'll probably start going into that sort of next episode. Eventually, after, you know, flying around for a better part of maybe an hour, checking out various locations, I found the place where I wanted to live, and I believe this is it. Nope, maybe? Yeah, I think this one is ours. Yep, green. Green is ours. Cool. So I'm gonna go press my air brakes, which will cause me to basically fall out of the sky. And I'll just sort of bring my ship onto my little platform. You can design your base however you want. I've chosen to do mine one way. I used to park my ship out here on the shore, but now I can park it on the inside of my base. A little bit wonky. Let me see here. It's a little bit of concentration because the ship is a hard one to make it go forward but not go forward, etc. Forward, back, forward, back, forward, back. And then I'll just stop, press F, and hopefully we'll get out. Good times. Perfect. So, if your ship is ever upside down and you're trying to get into it, it's friggin' hard to get into it. We're underwater. You don't need to breathe underwater. It's fine. I love the water. I wish I would have settled in a lake, to be honest. I just love it. Yeah, so if you try to get in from here, you'll see that you go and you are upside down. Trust me, it is hard to correct yourself like this. So just do yourself a favor. Get out. On your toolbar, you see that number 7 has that sort of weird flippy thing on it. Hold down your mouse. You can force lift your jet kind of out of the way. I don't really know how this works scientifically, but that's fine. And then you can either like roll it or, you know, bank it or whatever, forward, back. But once you get it to a decent place, yeah, you can sort of put it down. Boop. Boop. Gotta let go of my thing here by left clicking. And yeah, so take a little while to kind of familiarize yourself with that because you're probably going to use that a bit. And yeah, from there you can move your ship again. Like I said, I'm trying to get mine to land on here. It's always a challenge. Sometimes if I go too far, it goes, yeah, too much, right? Because like the ship is pretty big-ish relative to my little base. Okay, there we go. I keep getting better at it all the time, but it's still a bit of a learning thing. But yeah, this is my base. It's, yeah, I'll give you a tour more next time, and maybe I'll have more built because I might spend some time in between here building some of these machines up because yeah, I need the extra crafting ability. All right, thank you guys for hanging out with me. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments what you think about the game, about the series, about what I might cover. I have some ideas, but you know, I'm always interested, and I just try to cover the pitfalls that I've seen myself fall into. Part of it was this crafting system here that I've you know, figured out eventually, by going to the, like I said, those institutes to learn. So the main thing was like the K key to get to your nanocrafter and figuring out what to build from there, especially this guy, which then brings up the idea that you need to have level 2 in static core, which is the F2 or talents over here in your tabbed sort of free mouse look thing, right? Talents, bring that up. Yep, escape, tab, get out of there. And then it's a matter of working your way up with these various machines to get a sort of, well, first you produce the medium guy here, and the medium one will then make it so that you can do the bigger one, which then makes you do a whole bunch of other things, but we'll go into that in more detail. Okay, if you guys enjoyed, hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button. Share with some friends if you think they would find it interesting, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye bye.